Pegasusangel here, and welcome to day 7 of Vlogmas. Today I got myself some goodies from the gas station. I got myself sugar cookie M&Ms, candy cane Hershey's bar, cinnamon Coke, and you guys are going to be excited about this, limited edition Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry. So because I know this is going to be sweet, and because I already kind of know what cinnamon Coke tastes like, I'm going to go ahead and try this because I've never tried this before. And I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit sour because it's cranberry. So let's just see here. Ooh, it smells good. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, that smells really good. I wonder if it tastes as good as it smells or if it tastes all fakey. Oh gosh, moment of truth, guys. Here we go. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not that great. It's got like a fake taste to it. A fake taste to it, which obviously that's... I should have known that was going to happen. Then we've got this. Yeah. It's good if you like cranberry, but it's kind of a fakey kind of cranberry, so I don't know. I didn't like it very good. Then we got this sugar cookie M&Ms. White chocolate sugar cookie M&Ms. Never tried these, ever. So this is a new experience for me. And I know there's a bunch of other M&M holiday flavors. I just haven't found them all yet. So, first off, what is wrong with the green? Like, what happened to my greens? I've got 2 greens that are just deformed. Like, seriously. I can't even show them off. They're so deformed. Yeah, no, see, there. That's about best I can do. They're deformed. Compared to the other M&Ms, which are just regular M&Ms. So, I guess I'm going to try a green, a white, and a red. Because red, white, and green are Christmas colors. So, here we go. Green. No, I like that. That's good. It's really good. It tastes kind of like those little sugar cookies you get in the packages. Not like the good sugar cookies, but like the ones you get in the packages, which are okay, but they're not great. That's kind of what it tastes like. It's not bad at all. I like it. I definitely like it. Yeah, those are going to be a snack for later. Thank goodness for that, because I didn't know whether I'd like them or not. Those are good. Sugar cookie M&Ms, get them. Seriously. Wow, that's good. All right. We've got cinnamon Coke, which I've tried this before, so you guys know that I like it, okay? But after a Sprite Cranberry and sugar cookie M&Ms, it's probably not going to taste right. So here goes. No, it still tastes like Coke with Red Hots in it. That's basically what it tastes like. It's a little bit spicier because I had the sweet on my tongue, and so the Red Hot flavor is a little bit spicier. But yeah, it's basically Coke with Red Hots in it. And then we've got peppermint or candy cane chocolate bar that I found at the gas station. And I was like, I'm going to grab all this and try it all. And look at that. A piece just right there. Just for me. Ooh, it smells good. It smells really good. Which it piece broken too, but that's okay. That's good. That's really good. Like, seriously. If you guys see these in your store, grab them up. This is awesome. I like it a lot. It kind of tastes like an ice cream shake. Like a peppermint ice cream shake. So sit down, kids. It's story time. Day 6, because we missed it. We got Cinderella. Ooh, that candy cane Hershey's is so good. Okay. Once upon a time, Cinderella lived with her father and stepmother, who had 2 daughters of her own named Anastasia and Drusilla. The stepsisters were mean and ugly. Well, that's real nice. When Cinderella's father died, her stepmother stopped pretending to like her. Cinderella was given a tiny bedroom in the attic and forced to become a servant in her own home. Her only friends were the birds and mice. One morning, Cinderella found a mouse caught in a trap. "We'll call you Gus," she said, setting him free. "Don't forget to warn him about Lucifer," she told the other mice. Lucifer was her stepmother's cat. All the animals hated him. Cinderella gave Lucifer his milk and went into the yard. "Breakfast time," she called, scattering corn for the chickens. The mice came running for some breakfast too, but Lucifer was blocking the way. One of the mice crept up to Lucifer and toppled him into his milk. This made Lucifer very angry. When he saw Gus gathering up some of the corn, he pounced. Oh boy, poor Gus. Gus had a narrow escape and was finally hidden under a teacup in the kitchen. A voice shrieked from upstairs, "Cinderella!" "I'm coming," Cinderella sighed. She picked up the breakfast trays and made her way upstairs. Under the teacup, Gus was safe at last. Not far away in the royal palace, the king and grand duke were talking about the prince. "It's time he married," said the king. He decided to give a ball and invite every young woman in the kingdom. The prince would surely fall in love with one of them. Invitations were sent out that day. "There's going to be a ball at the palace!" exclaimed the stepmother when she read the invitation. "Every young maiden is to attend." "Why, that means I can go too," said Cinderella hopefully. "I see no reason why you can't go if you get all your work done," her stepmother said. Cinderella rushed upstairs to find something to wear. Cinderella took out one of her mother's old gowns. It was a little old-fashioned, but she could fix it. "Cinderella!" shrieked her stepmother. "I'm coming," Cinderella sighed. The mice knew that poor Cinderella would never have time to finish the dress, so they worked on it themselves. They sang merrily as they cut and sewed, and at last the pretty dress was finished. It was trimmed with an old sash and beads that Anastasia and Drusilla had thrown away. Cinderella hadn't had time to get ready. She watched a carriage arrive to take her stepmother and stepsisters to the ball. Then she saw the dress. "Surprise!" cried her friends. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. She put the dress on and rushed downstairs to the carriage. When Anastasia and Drusilla saw the stepsister looking so beautiful, they were jealous. "Why, you little thief!" Drusilla screamed, spotting her old beads around Cinderella's neck. Then Anastasia looked at the stash. "That's mine!" she cried, grabbing the sash and ripping the dress. So mean. "Please, stop!" cried Cinderella, but her dress was ruined. She ran into the garden sobbing. There was a magical swirl of light, and when Cinderella looked up, an old lady was sitting on the bench. "I'm your fairy godmother," the lady said kindly. "Dry your tears. You can't go to the ball looking like that. Now fetch me a pumpkin and hurry. Even miracles take time." Aww. I love the stepmother so much. Or not the godmother, not the stepmother. Fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and the pumpkin changed into a sparkling carriage. Next, she waved her wand over Gus and the other mice and changed them into white horses. Another wave of the wand, and Cinderella's horse was changed into a coachman, and Bruno, the dog, became a footman. With a final wave of the wand, Cinderella was dressed in a magnificent ball gown and delicate glass slippers. It was like a dream come true. "Remember, you only have until midnight," the fairy godmother warned. "On the last stroke of 12, the spell will be broken." When Cinderella entered the glittering ballroom, the prince thought she was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. He led her to the dance floor. In the prince's arms, Cinderella felt as though she was floating on air. Just then, the clock chimed the first stroke of midnight. "I must go," Cinderella gasped as she fled through the ballroom and down the palace steps. Wait, you can't go now, cried the prince, but Cinderella didn't stop, even when she lost one of her glass slippers on the steps. She leaped into a carriage which raced away. On the last stroke of midnight, the carriage turned into a pumpkin, and Cinderella's dress became rags, but she still wore a single glass slipper. Back at the palace, the prince was heartbroken. He said he would marry only the girl whose foot fit in the glass slipper he had found. The next day, the search began. Every young woman in the land would have to try on the slipper. Meanwhile, the stepmother had noticed that Cinderella was humming music from the ball. She was determined that her stepdaughter should not try on the glass slipper and locked her in her room. At last, the Grand Duke arrived with a glass slipper. Anastasia and Drizella tried to squeeze their feet into it, but it was far too small. The mice were desperate to help Cinderella. They took the attic key from the stepmother's pocket and unlocked the door. Just as the Grand Duke was about to leave, Cinderella appeared. "Please wait," she called, but the stepmother tripped up the footman. He dropped the slipper and it shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces. Cinderella took the other glass slipper from her pocket. Her stepsister shrieked as the delighted Duke fitted the slipper onto Cinderella's foot. Soon afterwards, Cinderella and the prince were married. Her friends the mice looked on and smiled. Cinderella's dreams had finally come true. Don't you dare eat those chocolates, Luna. No, 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 no. You can't eat that. That's not for cats. The end. All right, so that was day 6. And now I get to do day 7. Day 7 book is Dumbo! I love Dumbo. It's a good one. I like Dumbo. Okay, anyway, Dumbo. One day, Mr. Stork landed on the roof of a train car. "Special delivery for Mrs. Jumbo," he called, hopping from one train car to the next. Mr. Stork saw several elephant trunks waving at him from one of the train cars and hopped in. The elephants pointed to Mrs. Jumbo. Everyone cooed when Mr. Stork's bundle fell open. "Achoo!" the little elephant sneezed. His ears, which had been neatly tucked behind his head, flopped open. They were enormous. The elephant shrieked with laughter. "Why, with those ears, you should call him Dumbo," one elephant said. So rude. The elephant's teasing made Mrs. Jumbo angry. She carried her baby to the corner of the train car and lay down beside him. She didn't care if her baby's ears were big. She thought he was beautiful just the way he was, and gently rocked him to sleep. The next day, the circus paraded into town. Inside the elephant tent, Mrs. Jumbo was quietly bathing Dumbo when a bunch of rowdy boys ran in. "Look at those ears!" they shouted when they saw Dumbo. They laughed and pulled his ears. Mrs. Jumbo picked up a bale of straw and threw it at the boys to scare them away. "Help! Mad elephant!" they screamed. The trainers dragged Mrs. Jumbo away and locked her up on her own with chains tied to each of her 4 legs. Crying for his mother, Dumbo thought he had no friends in the world. In a corner of the tent sat a mouse named Timothy. He had seen and heard everything. The way the other elephants treated Dumbo made him mad. He thought the little elephant's ears were cute. "I'm Timothy Mouse, and I'm your friend, Dumbo," he said. "I have a plan to help you free your mother." Dumbo forgot all about being scared. "I know you're embarrassed by your ears, kid," Timothy said, "but lots of people with big ears are famous, so all we gotta do is make you a big star." The next day, Timothy put his plan into action. The ringmaster blew his whistle, and the first elephant climbed on top of a large ball. Dumbo and Timothy watched as the pyramid rose higher and higher. "And now, ladies and gentlemen," the ringmaster shouted, "the world's smallest elephant will spring to the top of the pyramid." How did the mouse convince the ringmaster to do this? I just want to know. But before Dumbo could make his leap, his ears became untied, and he stumbled over them right into the elephant pyramid. It went tumbling down. The elephants crashed into walls, pulled down ropes, and smashed into the center tent pole. The enormous tent began to sway and billow. Then, with a huge groan, it collapsed. Dumbo sat alone and forlorn in the runs. For the next show, the clowns dressed Dumbo as a baby. They put him on a high platform in a building surrounded by make-believe flames. Dumbo stood shaking with fear, while far below, clowns dressed as firemen ran around squirting hoses at each other. Poor Dumbo. Dumbo just had a really crappy life. Can we just agree with that? The baby will have to jump, a clown fireman shouted. Closing his eyes, Dumbo leaped from the building. He landed in a tub of wet plaster. The audience roared with laughter. As the clowns bowed to the cheering crowds, they paid no attention to Dumbo, who crept from the tent, feeling hurt, humiliated, and miserable. After the show, Timothy scrubbed his friend's sad little face and tried to cheer him up. I found out where they're keeping your mother. I'm going to take you to see her later tonight. A wistful smile crossed Dumbo's face. Things wouldn't seem so bad if he could just see his mother. I feel so bad. Like, why do mothers always get the bad end of the deal in Walt Disney books? Later that night, Timothy took Dumbo to the wagon where his mother was chained. Mrs. Jumbo put her trunk through the bars of the window and stroked Dumbo's head. She wrapped her trunk around him and rocked him lovingly. At last, it was time to leave. Tearfully, Dumbo and his mother waved goodbye. Timothy and Dumbo overheard the clouds saying that they were to make the house in their act even taller. Dumbo felt sad. He didn't like being laughed at, and a taller house sounded scary. He just wanted to be with his mother. His eyes began to droop. As he fell asleep, he started to have the strangest dream. That's not really what happened, book. He drank water with beer in it. In the dream were Timothy and Dumbo. The little elephant was blowing bubbles from his trunk. Soon the bubbles looked just like elephants. Elephants that danced and flew. The next morning, Timothy and said Dumbo's ears were like wings. He gave his friend a feather, saying it was magical. The little elephant wasn't so sure, but he trusted Timothy. With the help of the magic feather, he would try to fly at his next show. The time soon came. Dumbo stood on the platform with Timothy perched on his trunk. The clowns had built the burning house higher, and the ground looked very, very far away. But this time Dumbo wasn't afraid. He clutched his magic feather in his trunk and waited for his cue. Come on, jump, the clowns shouted. Dumbo jumped, but as they flew through the air, the wind tore the feather from Dumbo's grasp. He froze. Without his magic feather, he didn't believe he could fly. He and Timothy hurtled toward the ground. Open your ears and fly, Timothy pleaded. The magic feather was just a gag. You can fly all by yourself. Dumbo believed Timothy, and he believed in himself. He spread his ears, soaring up and up. The audience went wild as Dumbo zoomed after the clowns, chasing them around the ring. They roared as he dived at the ringmaster. They clapped as Dumbo did loop-the-loop rolls and spins in the air. Dumbo was famous. All the newspapers carried pictures of him and Timothy. Most importantly, Mrs. Jumbo was let out of her cage. Dumbo thought it was great fun being a star, but what he loved best of all was being with his mother once again. Aww, that's sweet. All right, everybody, that is the end of this Vlogmas. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, leave a like on it. If you didn't, leave a dislike. That's okay, too. Also, leave a comment down below because I do try to reply back to all comments. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you like video game content, which is what I normally do, feel free to subscribe. We do a lot of multiplayer games on here like Splatoon, Ninjala, Pokemon, whole bunch of stuff. So definitely feel free to subscribe. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching me taste some of this holiday candy and drinks. And I hope you guys go and try some as well. Much love, everybody. Mwah! Go out there, go spread some love and positivity today because you never know who needs it. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time when I post my newest Virtue's Last Reward video. Much love, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone!